Hi, I'm Allie,
I'm Nick.
and today we are going to talk about our favorite reading apps.
Yes.
All right, I feel like we should start with the basics.
Yes.
That probably most of you have heard of.
So true.
So Audible.
Yeah, Audible.
We both like audiobooks. Do you have an Audible subscription currently?
I put mine in pause.
Okay.
So that's like a kind of cool thing is that if you do have an Audible subscription and you decide that you don't want to do it monthly, you can either put it on pause or you can switch, you can do every other month or whatever. So you don't have to pay for it each month. So.
Yeah. I think I'm about to put mine on pause, even though I use my credits each month because of some other apps that we'll talk about. It's easier to get access to audiobooks, so I don't know that I need it every month anymore. But yeah, I love audiobooks. I currently have a pretty long commute, and it's just awesome to be able to listen to books
and
on my commute.
I work an office job where pretty much we're just working on computers, and I don't have to interact all 8 hours of the day with other people, so there is definitely a lot of wanting to listen to something so you don't go crazy doing the same thing over and over again. So besides listening music or whatever, I will listen to audiobooks as well. And can I just say to the people that say that audiobooks is not reading a book, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let's just say that.
Even Stephen King in On Writing talks about listening to audiobooks, so
if an audiobook is good enough for Stephen King, it's good enough for you.
And if you don't like them, that's totally fine.
Well, yeah. No,
but people that try to be well, you didn't really read it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we can't read.
Yeah.
We just want to read as much as possible in our short amount of time here on Earth, and audiobooks are one way to do that.
Yes. Because you can't read while driving a car.
Yeah.
Don't read while driving a car.
My ex-boyfriend's dad used to do that, and I was just like, what? He was like, I read. And I really hope, for the love of God, that he's switched to audiobooks now, because that's terrifying.
Yes, it is actually really. I was joking when I said that. I had no clue.
Know. It just made me remember that. Don't do that.
So, really quickly back to Audible, I will say too, it is, it is a monthly subscription. You pay based on the amount of credits you want, 1 credit per audiobook, and you basically buy the audiobook. So it's not, you're not renting it or whatever, you're buying an audiobook.
You have it forever.
And I will say the one thing I liked about it is that sometimes I wouldn't get an audiobook every month, so I'd have 2-3 credits, and they'll have sales sometimes where it's buy 2 books and get 1 free, or they'll have
2 books for 1 credit.
Yeah, stuff like that. So you can definitely get some decent sales.
They also have a daily deal where their audiobooks will be on sale for $3.
Yeah.
And if you've ever gone to a bookstore and looked at audiobooks, they're $40, $50 depending on the size of the book. So I think on Audible they're about $16.
Yeah.
So it's a good deal. And they do, if you do buy a book on Kindle, you can get the audiobook sometimes for pretty cheap, for $5, $6, $7.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that likes to switch, and they sync up. So if you switch back between your audiobook and your Kindle book, say for example you read the Court of Thorn and Roses series like an obsessive crazy person, and you just cannot not be reading it. I don't know what that's like, but you could just switch back and forth from your car listening to the audiobook to reading the Kindle on your breaks at work, and then
nothing you have first-hand experience with though.
No, never. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So then moving on, we have 3 apps that are basically through your library.
Yes.
So the first one is Overdrive/Libby. It's basically the same thing. It's Libby's the newer version of it basically, but you can still use Overdrive, and I still do because your saved lists don't import over to Libby, which drives me crazy. You have to start another listing. Anyway. But yeah, so that's basically through your library. So if you have a library card, you probably have or can get access to Overdrive or Libby, which makes it a lot easier to check out ebooks and audiobooks, stuff like that. So that's another way you can get your hands on audiobooks. Some of them do have really long wait times though, the Harry Potter audiobooks are it's a year. A thing that I really do like about Libby over Overdrive is that it will tell you so not only does it tell you...
I have a hard time with these stickers. Sorry. Okay. We're good.
Okay. So not only will it tell you what your place in line is and how many people are ahead of you, but it'll tell you how many copies are in circulation, which helps because sometimes there's only one ebook copy or audiobook copy, and then it also tell you approximately how much time you have to get your books. So, and with Libby, you can actually read in the app,
Yes.
which is nice too.
Yes. In Overdrive, my biggest issue with Overdrive was that it would download to your Kindle app.
Yes.
And then Kindle still shows those books.
Yes, unless you manually go into your on
Yeah.
your computer. It can't be through your phone. It's like on your computer.
Yeah. So in Libby, you just read in the app, and it's much more. It's a lot easier. It doesn't mess up your other apps or anything like that.
Yeah. So those are
Okay,
the.
I have to go.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You can keep talking.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
I'm having a costume malfunction.
So really quickly, I'll just say while Allie's over there fixing her stickers, if you do not have, check with your local library if you don't have a library card, because it is also possible in some libraries. I know it is for the Phoenix Library, where you can sign up for an online card. So you basically would only have, but you can sign up for it online, so you don't have to like try to find the branch that's closest to you and go in and all that stuff. So you can basically sign up just to like check out ebooks and audiobooks and stuff like that if you really don't care about checking out like physical copies of stuff.
And I believe it works with libraries everywhere. I helped my grandma sign up, and
Yeah.
she's at a very rural library.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows of, if it's not, and anyone knows other information, please let us know. Because I know a lot of services like this sometimes don't work as well if you don't live close to a city.
Yeah.
And I am curious to hear what you guys have to say about that. Cause
Yeah.
library books are the best. And
Because we don't have that much money.
Right. Well, even if we did, like, if I bought every single book that I read, that would be just a lot of money. So, yeah, we love the library.
So, and branching off of that, there's another app that I found out about a while back called Hoopla, which is also through your library.
Yes.
And this is another, but this one is nice because you don't go on a wait list.
No, you can
It's
just get everything right away.
Just right away. You can check out, was it like 10?
12?
10 or 12.
I thought it was 12 for some reason, but it might be 10.
It's a decent amount per month.
Mhm.
It resets every month. They have ebooks, they have audiobooks, and my favorite thing is they have graphic novels.
They have a lot of graphic novels.
Yes, because I definitely, like, I love graphic novels, but that's another thing. Is if I bought every single graphic novel that I wanted to buy, I just would not have money.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely cool. This one is also one where you read in the app. I feel like it's a little bit, it's not as good as Libby, the in-app reading. You have to make sure you use like the little bookmark thing, because otherwise sometimes it'll just like pop you back to the first of the chapter or something like that. So
I do have kind of a hard time reading graphic novels on my phone. I
yeah,
think if I read them on my iPad, it'd be a lot easier
Yeah.
for me. It's weird. I feel like I'm the opposite of a lot of people. I have a harder time reading graphic novels than I do books. Or not a harder time, but it just takes me a little longer because I
Yeah.
kind of almost forget the pictures are there and I just start reading all the words.
yeah,
So I just have to concentrate a little more, which, like I said, I think that's the reverse of how a lot of people feel about them.
Yeah.
But I love graphic novels, so I love reading
Yes.
them. I definitely have had a harder time on Louis, but I do, like she said, like I can't just constantly buy every single graphic novel.
Yeah.
So it is really cool. I think probably for optimum reading enjoyment, if you have some sort of tablet or just like one of the really big phones.
yes, or just your computer.
Can you use it on your computer?
You can
I haven't
log
tried.
on. Yeah, you can also log on to your browser, because I think they also have like movies and stuff too.
They do. I've watched
Yes.
movies on there.
So yeah, you can also like rent like movies and stuff, borrow, whatever. Like, but again, you don't have to wait in line. So that's like but the downside is they don't have everything.
Right.
Then there's some authors they just don't have anything of.
Yeah.
It's like random what they'll have. Because for example, they have Alexandra Bracken's entire Darkest Minds
Yes.
series as an ebook. But then they had like absolutely nothing from Marissa Meyer. So it really depends on the author.
They
but-
had a couple of local authors. They had some Tom Levine books and some Kate Watson books. I think maybe those are the only two actually. Oh, and they had I think they might have had Amy Lukovic's as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
I might have read hers on a different app. But anyway, I thought that was really
Yes.
cool because a lot of times the like authors who aren't quite as big as like say Alexandra
Yes.
Bracken, who actually is a local author as
Yes.
well, but it's kind of like I forget because she's just huge,
Yes.
obviously. But a lot of times it's harder to find their stuff at the library. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know this, if you have a smaller author that you like, you should always request their books in the library because the library pays for the book. They're still getting money for that. And then more people have access to their books and can find out about their books, and it just helps people out. Plus, it's awesome because, like, other people will go look for something, and then when they can get it at the library, that's really cool. Yeah. Anyway, that was library note.
Talking about requests on Overdrive, I'm not sure about Libby, but on Overdrive, if they don't have the ebook, you can request your library to get the ebook as well. So that's another way that they would pay for the book.
Been 3 times, I think, that I've requested stuff, and they ended up getting it.
Yeah, I've requested 5 or 6 that they ended up getting. Yeah,
that's awesome. So yeah, that's always a good idea to do. It might
and they
feel
notify
like
you.
Yeah, they do, and you are first in line. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. It might feel fruitless, but it's not. It actually works.
It does.
So
that's kind of wrapping up like the free apps.
Well, Audible isn't free.
But now, one we discovered recently is Scribed, which is a monthly service. I believe it's
$9.
$9 a month, yeah. So it's basically like the same as if you're paying for like a music subscription service.
It's my favorite one so far.
So it has ebooks and it has audiobooks, and you can check out any book at any time that they have available, so you're not put in a line. And then it's just like you don't buy the book, so you don't own it, but you can get access to a lot of books. And it's definitely good for stuff like audiobooks because even
awesome for audiobooks.
Yeah, so even though you can get audiobooks basically for like $14 through Audible, you can get even more. You can read even more audiobooks per month.
You can read as many as you want.
Yes.
Or listen, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's Hoopla or it might be Hoopla. I think it's Hoopla. I have noticed. Have you listened to their audiobooks?
Yes.
I feel like the quality isn't great, and I don't know if it's the books I'm finding or if they have like a fast, like they did like a fast download that kind of distorted the quality. It almost sounds like when you if you ever record something you shouldn't off the internet and the quality's not great. It kind of sounds like that, and it's not horrible.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like like I actually had to stop listening to Fahrenheit 451 because the quality was poor. And I also didn't like the narrator. But the quality I think was the bigger issue. So but like it's free. So
you can't complain about a free service.
Right.
But if you pay for Scribed, you'll get good quality audiobooks.
And you do get 30 days free for Scribed, which I'm currently doing my 30 days free, and I'm totally hooked. I'm keeping it. There's so many good books on there. There's a ton of writing books.
Yes.
Honestly, my only issue with Scribed is an issue. By the way, look at this.
Look who came.
So Halloween of us.
Yes.
And our black cat.
I got him just for Halloween.
Yeah, that's why he's here. Sorry, bud. Did you hate that?
No, he loves getting.
Oh, he does. Okay, good.
He loves it.
I couldn't rember who liked being held and who did. He likes it. Buffy
you
wants to talk to you
because she will let you know that she doesn't like being held. So.
But Spike, you're so handsome.
Anyway,
so my only issue with Scribed is that it's not easy to browse.
Yeah, that's
They ask you the genres you like, and then the other thing is that this happens a lot where it's like thriller and mysteries. They don't even say horror, but it has horror books in there. And I wish always that they would put horror in its own genre.
Yeah.
Because I want to read horror.
Not a thriller or a mystery.
Yeah, like sometimes thrillers. Mysteries, definitely not as much. That's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
So that to me is super annoying when I'm just trying to find some more like spooky books. Like especially to listen to once I finish my audiobooks. And I'm like, I want to just come up with a wild card. It makes it harder. And the browse isn't great on there. The search function's good though. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And I feel like go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, and you can save a lot of stuff. That you want to eventually read.
I have so many things saved on there. It's
me too.
Cool. I'm a big fan.
They keep popping stuff up because once you start saving, they'll also recommend you stuff based on that, and you're like, oh, I do want to read this. So.
Yeah, which is cool. So their recommendations I feel like are good. But just when you are randomly like you're in one of those moods where you're like, I'm not sure, it's harder to browse. Whereas I think Libby does a pretty good job. Like you can look at what's available and then pick your genre, and you can turn off. Like if you're in a city, they'll have books in like several languages, so you can turn off everything that's not English, unless you read another language, obviously. So they just have a lot of filters that makes it easy to see like what's available in the genre you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But yeah, you can search for anything on Scribd though.
The thing I forgot to mention about Scribd is it actually has some magazines available too.
Oh yeah, and also random documents.
Yeah.
Sometimes I notice that authors upload documents. I don't know if it's like discussion questions or I haven't looked into that yet. But
yeah,
that is cool.
I did find one writing magazine available through Scribd, so
which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think of the apps we mentioned, my favorite is Scribd, then Libby.
Yeah.
Then and I love Audible. It's just as an app, it pretty much just lets you play your audiobooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
One other thing about Audible is they do have podcasts and other free content on there.
Yeah.
And they've started doing a thing where they you can pick 2 of like their own productions for free every month. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I got Emma, I think, and a play with, I forgot, some play that like I will never be able to see. So I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Read by the actress who's in it, Carrie, Married to Mumford and Son.
She's married to
The whole band.
the whole band.
No, just Marcus Mumford.
I know, I'm just laughing.
What is her name? Carrie
Mumford. Right?
Hey Siri. Who's married to Marcus Mumford?
Marcus Mumford's wife is Carrie Mulligan.
Carrie Mulligan. That was gonna bug me. I really like her. Like way more than Marcus Mumford. That fact is just what stood out in my brain today. But anyway. So Audible does have some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we have to mention Goodreads if we're talking about reading apps. I personally kind of hate Goodreads. I hate the review element of it. I don't mind like seeing the overall rating, but reading people's reviews just a lot of times makes me really mad. Unless I know them and know where they're coming from, just like the random reviews I see.
Yeah. Here's the one thing that bothers me about Goodreads reviews, besides just like whatever. I get when people get really excited about a book coming out, but it really sucks when you do decide to look at the reviews and the first few are people that were like freaking out about the book coming out or being like, oh my god, we have a cover or something like that. I feel like it doesn't really...
That's not the place to do that.
It doesn't pertain to like the actual review of the book. I mean, I guess it helps because a lot of the times those people will put like a 5-star or whatever. But
I also think Goodreads has terrible search functionality. Like if you don't type something exactly, it's so confused.
Oh yeah, it's happened to me a lot.
Since it's been bought by Amazon, I'm like, why is it like this? But it's an awesome place to keep your list of books.
Yes, I was gonna say.
It's good to get kind of an overall feel. Like, does everyone hate this book? Which honestly, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to see why do they hate it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm not a huge fan of reviews out of context by people I don't know in general. Like I don't read movie reviews. I just like to decide for myself, really. So that aspect of it I don't love, but overall, it's a great place to keep track.
I'll look at reviews like after I've read the book.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get a feeling of what like people liked or hated.
And if there's like a book that I think I missed part of it, like I just another video was talking about the Ballad of Black Tom, and I was like, I feel like there's more to this book than I realized. Like I had it on my list of wanting to read and I couldn't remember why, and it was a Lovecraft retelling, which I didn't realize.
Right.
So for things like that where I'm like, I feel like there's just something else to this book, and I kind of want to know what other people
quickly.
Yeah. So
yeah, that helps. But yeah, I was gonna say Goodreads is good for. I love keeping the lists. I keep a list for every year, like every my books read by year, and then I'll also have a list that's like my favorite books, so I can go back sometimes and be like, oh yeah, I remember that I read that book like way back when and I loved it. There's been a few times where I've forgotten I read a book, which is kind of interesting.
Same.
And then I also like it just to see like what my friends are reading.
I also think it's funny, like, I'll be like, oh, this book sounds so cool, I'm going to go add it to my list, and then I already have, and I'm like, yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But we just did a challenge that involved books we've read, and I used Nicole's list to make sure that she had read the books, because otherwise it wouldn't have worked, the challenge that we did. So it's cool for stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Or, like, even just, like, knowing, like, kind of what people are reading, so you know kind of, like, oh, I should recommend this to them.
Yeah.
I do
For
like, I have had a few friends do the recommendations feature to me as well, which is cool.
I think it's gone.
Oh, really?
I wanted to recommend a book, The Cruel Prince, actually, to someone, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh,
Or I
weird.
couldn't find it. Maybe they just moved it, but
And I will say I also really
Sad.
like the, if you go, you can browse new releases each month, and then you can also go by genre. I think that's a
Nice.
good, like, quick way to, like, overview something.
that's cool.
They also have the thing where it'll, like, try to recommend you books that you might like based on what you've read on a shelf, but I feel like that's kind of hit or miss. Some
Yeah.
of the stuff I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. Some of it's like, I don't know why you think I'd like that at all.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that's it. If there's an app that you like to use that we haven't mentioned, please let us know, because I found out about Hoopla through another booktuber, so,
And Scribed.
and Scribed, yes. But I found out about Hoopla from Hardback Hoarder and Scribed from Chelsea Darling Reads. So thank you guys. Not that you watch our videos,
But thank you.
but thank you. And yeah, so let us know anything else you think we should check out. Let us know if we've helped you realize that there's some new apps you can read books on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you next time.